Welcome to Question the Manager. Today we are joined by Ollie Beckett, Fund Manager of the TR European Growth Trust. Thank you for joining us, Ollie. The general consensus seems to be that this is as good as it gets for European stocks. Would you agree with that notion, and what do you expect for the next 9 months of the year?
Well, one reason why I'm actually reasonably optimistic is that a lot of people do think it's as good as it gets. And look, European smaller companies in its simplest form is geared to global growth. And global growth is pretty good. In fact, in Europe, it's better than pretty good. And on top of that, Trump and his tax cuts will help. So, yeah, I don't think we'll see the sort of returns maybe of previous years, but I still think the outlook's pretty optimistic, and we'll see decent returns.
Global growth is largely being driven by tech companies, but Europe's tech space is relatively small compared to the US and Asia. So where is the growth coming from in Europe?
Well, one thing I'd say is, look, we have quite a lot of tech exposure. I mean, 15% of the fund today is in information technology, and we're always pretty heavily exposed there. So whilst I agree that Europe doesn't have any of the sort of the mega tech companies, which is generally US and Asian companies, a lot of the suppliers are tech companies. You know, we own things in little niches. We own Soitec in France, doing high-end wafers. We own PVA Teplar, moving things like silicon carbide. We've got a number of companies exposed to the growth in solar. So actually, European small cap is a much better way of playing technology than large cap, actually.
So what does the portfolio look like compared to the end of 2017? Have there been any ins or outs that deserve a special mention?
The shape of the portfolio is very similar, so we still have a cyclical bias to the portfolio. But we've added individual names, companies like EDAG in Germany, which is an engineering consultant, where people like Volkswagen are their largest customer, and they're getting a lot of work on the push to sort of electric vehicles and away from diesel. And we've also added a French clothing retailer called SMCP, which is predominantly affordable luxury in the ladies' space, so brands like Sandro.
Ollie Beckett, thank you for joining us.
No, thank you.